A veteran of 25 professional fights, John Cullen has been in the ring with some of the best in the division. The Scotsman is extremely well-rounded, but stumbled in his Cage Warriors debut last month against Marek Peacock. Though he may lack his opponent's experience, that's unlikely to bother Dean Garnett. Fighting in his hometown, the BJJ Purple Belt will be brimming with confidence as he's still undefeated in his 5 professional outings.
Straight back out training, I want to make up for my loss on the last time I was in Cage Warriors. It's fantastic, I like fighting in Liverpool. And it's always great to be back on Cage Warriors.
I'm Dean Garnett and I fight from Next Generation. I've been training for quite a while, I had a couple of injuries, so I haven't had as many fights as I would like to, but I've always been around the gym. I've been wanting to sign the Cage Warriors for a while, so I was pleased to finally get the contract. I got a multi-fight deal. I just want to let the other bantamweights in that division know that I've arrived and I'm definitely a threat.
I think we're actually opposite from each other. I'm known more as a striker and he seems like quite a good grappler, so hopefully it should make an interesting kind of clash of styles. Well, he's undefeated, he's a local guy. Seems like a really nice guy, so hopefully we put a fight tonight.
He's good, he's dangerous, he's from one of the best camps in Europe in my opinion. But the type of fighter I am, I'm going to take you down, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to elbow you in the face, I'm going to make it uncomfortable for you, and I don't think he's going to like what I'm going to bring for him.
Live around the world from Echo Arena here in Liverpool, England. My fans, a very good evening and welcome to Cage Warriors Fighting Championship. A full night of professional mixed martial arts for your enjoyment. And now, fight fans, we are set to go with our live worldwide card. 3 rounds, this scheduled to the catch weight, 139 pounds. And making his way to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner. From Scotland, please welcome John Cullen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bid you welcome to Liverpool and to Cage Warriors 68 here at the Echo Arena. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer calling the action. Privilege to be calling what is a stunning night of action, what has been a stunning night of action so far here in Liverpool. So much more to come, and we're going to kick things off on our main card with John Cullen. And John, we saw an action not too long ago over in Jordan. A spirited action after a losing effort against Marek Peacock. Tonight he's fighting an undefeated debutant. What does John Cullen have to do here, John?
I mean, he's looking at that back from 2 losses now. I mean, Marek Peacock is so daunting, and nothing away from that. John Cullen has a tremendous amount of experience, extremely well-rounded as well, has no trouble getting the job done on the feet or on the ground. Actually, believe it or not, it's a 20 fight, really just a 1 decision the whole time. So, really like to finish his opponent. Out of a very reputable camp in the Thinking Ninjas fight team from up there in Scotland. The Thinking Ninjas certainly not being paid by the hour, like to take care of business early. Will he be able to do so against the undefeated Dean Garnett? We're about to find out.
And next to the opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the cage, Liverpool's own Dean Garnett!
Dean Garnett about to make his way down the ramp to the Cage Warriors cage for the very first time, Josh. A lot of hype around this young man from Liverpool. I'm going to make you feel old now, Josh. I've just had his dissertation in last week. He's just about to finish university.
I mean, we heard him say in the voiceovers that he's had a couple of injuries. He's been fighting professionally since 2010. However, he's only managed to squeeze those 5 fights in due to those injuries, but he's been training the whole time, staying involved the whole time, and he's currently undefeated, also undefeated in 3 amateur contests as well. Very, very good on the ground is this guy, as are a whole host of the team over at the Next Gen.
Well, I was talking to Dean earlier on today. He did ask me to do a little favour for him on commentary, and that's to give a big shout out to all his fans watching in Australia. I believe it's about 6 AM over there, so they're either having a late night or a very early morning. He's got family watching over there. I believe he has sisters and a brother watching, and a lot of friends, so Dean would like to give those guys a shout out. As would we here at Cage Warriors. Thank you for tuning in Australia and all over the world for Cage Warriors 68.
Once again, fight fans, 3 rounds this scheduled at a catch weight 139 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai fighter standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in officially 138.5 pounds. This 29-fight veteran brings 17 victories, 10 defeats, 2 draws into the cage tonight. Fighting out of Glasgow, Scotland, here is John J.C. Cullen! And next is opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. His background is in boxing and wrestling. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in 136 3/4 pounds. His record stands perfect in 5 bouts, 5 victories, and no defeats. Fighting out of Liverpool, England, here is the undefeated Dane Garnett! Referee in charge of the action is David Swan.
Referee David Swan about to get this our first main card battle of the evening underway here at Cage Warriors.
First round, gentlemen, you ready? You ready?
Garnett in the white and blue, Cullen in the orange.
Cullen with a substantial reach advantage here. Let's see if he can put it to use early with some range strikes. Cullen immediately looking for that takedown.
Gotta be careful here.
He's not able to secure that grip, and he's already in the domain of Dean Garnett.
But it's a very frantic start from John Cullen against Marat Pekov over in Jordan a few weeks ago.
Well, it has to be said, 6 of John Cullen's 8 losses have come on the ground by way of submission.
The majority of Garnett's wins as a pro coming by way of submission, so perhaps something to exploit there.
Good work from John Cullen to grab that half guard as Dean Garnett looks to progress the mount, but you can see he's trying to pass now. Really strong underhook from the man from Liverpool, but full guard now for John Cullen.
Good work here from the injury on the bottom.
John Cullen with that body triangle now. He's going to be trying to squeeze Dean Garnett's midsection. That's going to take away some of his energy. Back to full guard now.
It's great having physical advantages like the long reach and the long limbs, but it's fighting to use them, and we've seen that done really well here by John Cullen.
Yeah, I mean, there's pluses and minuses to every body type. You know, long limbs, yeah, great for throwing, staying at range, great for throwing up submissions as we see this high guard creeping up. Dean Garnett very wise to it. Keeps that knee in the middle to break the guard open. So he sits down, forces that left knee up through the middle, makes himself very wide, very long. Even with legs like John Cullen's, it's hard to keep them closed when someone does that.
To the body there as Garnett staying busy.
Oh, guard now. Oh, really nice work to try and switch the hips. He just managed to grab quarter guard. He's going to give up the pass here as he tries to scramble back to the cage. Well, the guard is open, and looking to go straight to mount as Dean Garnett. A long time to work in this position.
Over half of this first of 3 5-minute rounds left.
He has a habit of submitting opponents in the first round. His first 3 pro fights were all first round submissions. John Cullen's hanging onto the head to just try and tie him down. Control's looking for an armbar now. Cullen is going to have to be very wary.
And he gives up the back here. Precarious position.
Well, he's managed to re-establish himself on top here.
Cullen now in top position.
Risky from John Cullen to stay holding onto that head for so long, but it's served its purpose here. Lovely use of the double underhooks. Another good takedown.
Fantastic stuff there from
Dean
Garnett.
Garnett in that clinch.
He's very calm as well. He's a young man from Liverpool. He's undefeated, but make no mistake, this is a step up in competition for Dean Garnett. His biggest win prior to this. Majority decision over Conrad Hayes, who we saw on our face of prelims earlier tonight.
John Cullen looked for triangle there, threw the legs up. We saw how quickly Dean Garnett was wise to it, got his head up, just straight, really posturing well to escape that submission. You can see the whole time here, John Cullen is trying to lock up that right arm of Dean Garnett from that left overhook. He's trying to control his posture, keep him down. He can keep his head low, he can attack the arms, attack the neck. You can see when Garnett gets his head up, start taking him out of trouble. Fakes it, goes for the overhand right.
Happy wary of the left kicks. Trying to shut the legs out of the way. Saw Mario Saeed in Swansea land a few devastating up kicks to Sean Carter. We saw an up kick KO in Swansea as well.
Where he's standing up in the guard. And liking the mobility of John Cullen, he's not looking at his tactics, he's looking to attack. And again, using the extra heel hook now. Looking to throw that heel hook. Dean Garnett slammed that heel hook on. Like a mousetrap. He broke the guard so well. With that knee through the middle. Stewie only had 30 seconds left, wasted no time. Went for the heel hook. Cullen tries to roll.
Take a look at some of that action. Take down there from Garnett. Earlier on, stepping over into man here. Positional grappling dominance from the fighter from next gen.
It really was. How quickly he used those double unders to re-establish his position. Stayed very calm in the guard.
And one of the ways to open your account here on Cage Warriors. Fantastic first round of the Olympic division from Dean Garnett. Winning the first to Joe Martinez with the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 4 minutes, 35 seconds, round number 1, submission by heel hook for your winner, Liverpool's own undefeated Dean Garnett!
Phenomenal stuff there from Dean Garnett. 1-0 on Cage Warriors, 6-0 as a professional. The future is certainly bright for Dean, and I'm sure his fans watching in Australia celebrating now, early in the morning. Scenes earlier this evening, Danny Roberts, one half of tonight's main event, entering the arena, looking very calm and confident. It's hot chocolate.
Leroy Barnes is always a crowd favourite, but after losses in his first 3 Cage Warriors outings, he knows this could be his last chance to shine. Despite most of his wins coming by submission, it's his fast, powerful hands he's been relying on. It was a harsh 2013 for Jay Mills. The 31-year-old Englishman dropped tough losses to standouts Cathal Pendred and Faisal Hassin. But if he can recapture his earlier form, then the whole division should be very wary.
I took a bit of a time off, had to reevaluate my career and whether I still wanted to do the sport anymore, and I did, and I've made a lot of changes and everything's going good now.
Training since my last fight has gone really well. I fixed a few things. I'm 10 times fitter than I was before, so I'm good to go.
Obviously the name was offered, I jumped at it straight away. It's a fantastic chance for me to redeem myself, and I think a lot of people are overlooking me in this fight, and that's spurred me on even more. This isn't going to be a clean cut fight, I'm fired up and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Leroy, he's game, I'll give him that. He talks a bit too much for my liking, but that's just him. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who I'm facing, it could be Godzilla. I'm coming to win.
You can expect to see a hard, dirty, nasty fight. Like I said, there's going to be nothing technical. I'm going to push the pace, I'm going to break him.
I'm just looking to show the fans, Shane Mills is back, first and foremost. All I know is I'm going to win, and to be honest, I can't really sit on the distance either.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, moving on in our action tonight. 3 rounds, this scheduled in the middleweight division. Making his way to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner. From Blackpool, here is Leroy Barnes!
Josh, tonight our main event is one of the biggest domestic fights of the year, arguably the biggest domestic fight of the year in UK MMA. This is a big fight in UK MMA for slightly different reasons. The trash talk has been titanic. Leroy Barnes, Shane Mills entourage, they've all been getting in. Leroy's fans, there's a lot riding on this fight, not just bragging rights. Both guys coming up a number of losses, both guys in desperate need of a win.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's not just the trash talk, it's the fact that both these guys had excellent careers going. Shane Mills in particular, right in the top tier. But both of them, since coming to Cage Warriors, haven't had it go their way. They're both coming off losses. Leroy Barnes coming off 3 losses. And in fact, here on Cage Warriors, last time out for Ronan McKay, just back in December. Such a shame for him. Most of his wins are by submission, but he's been spending a lot of time working on his hands. Very, very fast. Now for boxing, he's been connecting with the guys over at Team Rock Battle and Jimmy Wallhead, who of course we're going to see in our main event tonight. And I spoke to him yesterday and he said, "You're not going to believe what I'm going to do in this fight." It's confidence. I like it, but he's really got to go out and put on a statement here.
Well, Lee Barnes has never lacked confidence from me. His early fights up to his fights all over the domestic scene, and his fights on Cage Warriors, he's always confident going in. He has had a big reevaluation of his life and his career. There was talk of him perhaps not continuing. He has continued, he's come back, but tonight he has to make that statement.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the cage from Gloucester, here is Jay Mills!
And Josh, we're talking about guys who need to make a statement and need to get a big win. Shane Mills is in that position as well. Mills coming into this fight really off the back of 3 losses. He lost a very lopsided decision to Matt Riddle in the UFC. That decision later overturned due to a failed drug test. He heads to Cage Warriors now with high hopes. Straight for the title fight with Carl Pendred. Unfortunately, lost that title fight. Didn't wait for the title fight. Moved up to middleweight, and again, we looked to be the rebirth of Shane Mills at middleweight. Did not have to worry about the weight cut. Stronger, faster Shane Mills. He was stopped in the second round by Grayson Chip. Mills is one of the top welterweights in the history of UK MMA. Now campaigning at middleweight, but he's in a position here, Josh, where he has to make a huge second time Euro punch. Losing really is not an option like this. I mean, very interesting to see how J Mills fares over this higher weight class. But yeah, clearly has to cut much weight at all for this division. As you mentioned, coming off 2 losses, the Calabagger and the Facebook doesn't quite look like himself. Between some personal issues, some bereavements, you know, what happened with him in some other promotions. It's been a very rough couple of years for J Mills. But you know, mistake. If he can refine his forms and live in this weight class, this guy's an incredible striker. I mean, when he puts his combinations with hands and knees together, there is a single person in this division that he cannot put to sleep. Absolutely, Josh. Yeah, the bookmakers have their favourite for this fight. J Mills, favourite for this bookmaker fight. Just a little margin, it has to be said. I believe he was floating around the +165 mark that time. We were talking about that in the hotel, and Leroy pretty much looked at this easy money for his fans today. So they'll win the Winter Cup. It's a muffin fight for both guys, and you really don't know how much the mental aspect is going to wait to, but you talk about the mental aspect of J Mills as well. He was expecting to come here and clean up, and both on his way, but the question here is immense.
Yeah, this one is really just going to show what character these guys have got. One of these guys is going to be leaving really in the fight and move on with their career. And sadly, one of them is really going to have to be questioning what they're going to do moving forward. Really, it's going to be very interesting to see what game plans people employ. I have a feeling Leroy's going to come out with for hands like J Mills. Interesting to see. Mills trying to take this second round, but if we see a stand-up exchange, one way or another, a lot of people think this fight could be higher tonight. We are about to find out.
And we are set to go, fight fans, once again. 3 rounds scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in officially 184 pounds. This veteran of 26 professional bouts joins us tonight from Blackpool, England. Here is Leroy Barr! And next to the opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in officially 185 and 1/2 pounds. A veteran of 24 professional bouts, he has 15 victories, 7 defeats with 2 no contests. Fighting out of Gloucester, England by way of Scotland and Jamaica, here is Mill! Referee in charge of the action is Mark Gunner.
Referee Mark Goddard on the back to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds, middleweight division. Mills in the white and blue barns. In the black and blue. Ready, let's do it. It's the people's main event here at Cage Warriors 68.
Straight out, no photographs, immediately trading. J Mills looking to put that reach advantage to use. Inside quick. Big move for Mills. Mills is not rolling here. And that has rocked Leroy Barnes. We said the knees and the punch combinations of J Mills are so dangerous.
Great work with the side clip. Straight to the body. Couple of short elbows for there as well.
Leroy needs to get his head up. Needs to try and break this frame as well. It's brings the cross the action. J Mills try and create some space. Looking for inside control now.
Pull that head down. He's let go the front punch just to one concept now. Breaks away. Barnes already left on the outtakes.
Their confidence building. He's J Mills, that will have been already showing.
Barnes is throwing lever as well though, Josh. Dropped in his last fight against Faker Hussein.
Yeah, when Hussein started throwing the he managed to land on J Mills.
How's the jab?
J Mills looks to
Come back! Munching the corner of J Mills there. Getting a little bit too vociferous and basketball.
Interestingly, Leroy said to me yesterday that he put the deal every single day and training for this fight, so trying to work the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu very heavily. Let's see if it's going to pay dividends for him here, because he's got a very heavy. J Mills landing some good short elbows here.
Mills so good. Gets a tight lip.
It's going to work, guys. Stay busy.
The opportunity. Also good in his top position, given the elbows and short punches. Needs to stay busy on top here though, against Leroy Barnes. Goddard already issuing his underway. More activity.
Guys, it's going to work there, please. Stay there, stay busy.
Because at the moment there isn't any. He's going to walk his body play. Really bring the elbows really well down. Very confident on the upper body for him. You see he's threatening to step over to the arm bar as well. He switches his hips back, always going to be looking for that mount position.
Crack the ball on Echoed around the Echo, and Barnes is cut here, Josh.
Kasperkowski unfortunately was able to capitalise on this half-guard position against Leroy Barnes in London.
Looks like a big cut there, Josh. His cuts on the head do bleed heavily. Got the blood pressure up there. Mills, though, still in top position, going to work.
It's staying very, very heavy as well.
Stop it there. Come on, doctor. Stay where you are, stay where you are.
Doesn't look like it's anywhere near his eyes, so I think Leroy is going to insist that this fight
Down.
continues.
Bleeding heavily. Blood streaking down the chest of Leroy Barnes. That must be a pretty serious cut.
Go.
It's going to be a big cut, but it is nowhere near the eyes, so...
Where's the at? Where's the cut? Show me the cut.
It looks like it's difficult to see.
Somewhere in the hairline of Leroy Barnes. It's going to have to be very significant back there for them to choose to stop this
Okay, guys,
fight.
back down your back. Half guard, back down your back. Half guard, that side, half guard.
This one go.
Half guard. Stop it there. Right there. Ready, guys.
All fights on Cage Warriors. Clear line safe in the name. Blood test. Like safe the paramount.
Very flat lockdown for Leroy Barnes now. With that left underhook, you can try and take his body weight lower. You can use that leg grip to lift J Mills up. It does rely on him getting a bit lower and underneath. Move his body.
Right this one out. So good with that jab, so accurate, so fast,
with everything he had.
Well, you bet on a fight to the caliber of J Mills. That's exactly what you're going to get, a furious onslaught. Punches, knees, kicks. Didn't expect the submission, but it was there in the arsenal. We're going to see some replay now. J Mills so accurate with his shots here, Josh.
Again, those knees doing a lot of damage early on.
Everything that J Mills threw seemed to land. So accurate, so damaging with his strikes. Such a high percentage hit rate.
They're really putting the elbows to good use, and that Superman punch was really what started the end for Leroy Barnes. J Mills surging forward, head and knees, so quick in adding those into the combinations.
Mills is absolutely phenomenal kickboxer, and able to make those kickboxing skills translate to the mixed martial arts arena. Mills fell back, both hooks in, and there was the submission. We're going to throw Joe Martinez in the cage to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time, 4 minutes, 46 seconds, round number 1, submission by rear naked choke for your winner, J Mills!
Well, Josh, J Mills needed that win. He needed to go out and make a statement, and he certainly did that tonight against Leroy Barnes. A lot of bad blood. The score seems to have been settled, though. Right here at Cage Warriors 68.
Out of the hand fight fans for Leroy Barnes, one tough and hell of a fighter.
Judo's coming home, the second half of your Cage Warriors main event. Judo, Jim Wallhead entering the building earlier this evening.
With his only loss coming in a late-notice match with veteran Bruno Cavallo, Merseyside Steve Dinsdale remains a hot prospect in the division. Always aggressive, he's dispatched most of his opponents in the very first round. Also a very fast starter, Matt Hallam has seized all 4 of his professional wins by knockout. It's his first outing in 2014 and his Cage Warriors debut tonight, so expect the man from Nottingham to come out looking to make a statement.
My last fight was against a lad called Dan Rushworth in the last Echo show. It was a good victory for me. I did catch a bit towards the end, but that's the weight cut. I was down at 77. I've moved back up to 84 now, so I'm feeling a bit stronger. Hopefully the fight won't even make the 3rd round, so...
Yeah, it's an honour really, you know, it's great to be fighting on one of the biggest shows in Europe, taking the pressure and stress and putting it into my training, and would like to progress on the Cage Warriors, definitely.
Training's been good because I'm not dieting so much. I can eat more, so I'm feeling stronger and more mentally prepared for it. So I mean, so hopefully I'm going to try and get some of my striking and working a bit more, man. So I mean, give a bit more of a variety of skills, should I say? Yeah.
Dangerous opponent. You know, he goes to 3 rounds, tough guy, strong. It's going to be a really good fight. It's going to be electrifying.
He's one of them. He's easily beatable. He's nothing. He's not. I mean, I don't know. He's not a bum, but he's not nothing special. He's a tough lad, but I'm going to smash him.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next bout tonight, 3 rounds in the middleweight division. Making his way to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner. From England, here is Matt Hallam.
Making his way to the cage, Matt Hallam, a teammate and training partner of Judo Jim Wallhead, will be headlining the card later on tonight. An absolutely huge middleweight, believes he can make welterweight.
That would be, yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see, but I mean, even at middleweight, this guy is absolutely monstrous. A little bit of a mixed record for him, but make no mistake, when he gets the wins, they are very decisive, very violent, and they very much do like to come in the first round.
Matt Farmer Boy Hallam. Hard to stand the unit along, I do believe, Josh. Definitely qualifies as a bona fide hashtag unit. Speaking of hashtags, don't forget to join in the conversation this evening on social media with the hashtag CWFC68. We are, of course, on Twitter at Cage Warriors. You can also check us out at Cage Warriors Fighting Championship on Facebook and our website, cagewarriors.com. And speaking of hashtags again, do not forget the hashtag of the moment, hashtag Super Saturday, coming your way in just over a month's time. June 7th in London, Josh, instead of you.
Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic night. This is Matt Hallam's first outing in 2014, his first outing with Cage Warriors as well. He's got a fantastic arena to step up into here, and he seems incredibly confident. Both these guys have respect for each other, but at the same time, they both feel this is their fight to win.
And next to make his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner from Liverpool, Steve Dinsdale.
Stephen Dinsdale making his way to the cage and moving up from welterweight for this contest, Josh. First time at 185 for Dinsdale. Last time we saw him on Cage Warriors, I believe he was here at the Echo this time last year, or roughly this time last year, around 10 months ago. An absolute war with Dan Rushworth.
Yeah, what a fantastic fight that was. Went to full 3 5-minute rounds, put on a great performance. Any other time we've seen him before. Took a point of short notice against Bruno Cavallo, who is a huge welterweight. We talked about the frame of Matt Hallam, Steve Dinsdale. You know, he's been in there with some big guys before. Didn't go his way that much, but he showed some incredible defense, some incredible tenacity. And he showed that this guy's will to fight, his heart and his will to win are exactly where they need to be. Just like at the moment tonight, a fan of some very significant strikes, very aggressive, and getting the job done early. You mentioned the last of Bruno Cavallo, rumors abound that PC will make his Cage Warriors return at Super Saturday.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 3 rounds just scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. Weighing in officially 184 3/4 pounds. His professional record stands at 4 victories and 2 defeats. Fighting out of Boston, Lincolnshire, England, here is the farmer boy, Matt Hallam! And next is opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Also a mixed martial artist, he stands 6 feet even. Weighing in officially 183 1/2 pounds, this 7-fight veteran has a professional record of 6 victories with 1 defeat Fighting out of and representing Liverpool, England, here is Steve Dinsdale! Referee in charge of the action is Rich Mitchell.
Referee Rich Mitchell about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds in the Cage Warriors middleweight division. Steve Dinsdale in the black shorts.
Go.
Matt Hallam in the white with black trim. No touching gloves.
Big reach advantage for Matt Hallam.
Hallam's upper body is absolutely huge. I'm not sure where the nickname Farmer Boy comes from. Looks like he's been out toiling in the fields with those arms, lifting some hay-bales.
Showing some feints early. Throwing the hip there to get Dinsdale thinking. Both these guys taking their time.
Oh, nice kick there. Shades of the great Andy Hoog. Faking with the oblique kick there. Dinsdale with a Superman punch.
Yeah, Dinsdale just trying to find his way in. Both guys just not quite able to get their range going yet. There's no rush in.
Dinsdale's caught there, coming in though, Josh.
Yeah, they're going to tie up here against the cage. Hallam with a couple of good knees. Staying very calm indeed.
Backwards landing, a spinning backwards, not so much there for Steve Dinsdale. Continuing to attack with the kicks, switching his stance up here as well, Josh.
Yeah, just trying to give him a bit more to think about. Change of level from Dinsdale, but he's a long way on the outside.
There were questions asked of Steve Dinsdale's cardio. Last time we were here in Liverpool, we did gas heavily towards the end of that fight at an absolutely relentless pace. But you've got to think, with a guy as big as Matt Hallam with all those muscles, is he going to get tired the more this fight goes on?
You know, we've never seen him go out, or no one's ever seen him go out of the second round. So, you know, maybe if Steve Dinsdale can push this one deep, we'll find out. But at the moment, we're seeing a lot of speed and a lot of agility. Brazilian kick.
Backfist from Dinsdale. Flashy stuff on show here at Cage Warriors 68. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer privileged to call this great night of action for you. Exciting stuff so far, so much more still to come.
I really like the variety that Matt Hallam is throwing at the moment. Dinsdale, I think, it's taking a bit longer than he would have liked to figure out this puzzle, and well, the puzzle it is at the moment. He's a great flinch, I mean.
Dinsdale pressing the action. Hallam happy to oblige him here. Taking the spin, a little slip there. Hallam looking to capitalise. He's flicking those kicks up with ease.
Yeah, I mean, he's really making it so hard for Dinsdale to get inside. He does, and he gets shaken off. I think we're clearly seeing Matt Hallam can just keep Dinsdale at range here. Sooner or later, one of these big kicks or strikes might find their way through the guard.
Well, the corner of Matt Hallam saying exactly that, Josh. Telling their fighter to keep the man at range, keep on the outside. He's pretty much landing at will. Doesn't want to let Dinsdale get in the pocket and make this a brawl. Doesn't let him close enough to shoot for the takedown.
Either one of these guys can change it at a moment's notice. Dinsdale trying to push forward a bit more now. Hallam's going to have to get his bike, not get caught in the corner. He's trying to circle, but Dinsdale is tracking him the whole way.
Using the cage well, Steve Dinsdale really cutting off his opponent's angles. Nice double jab from Dinsdale.
Yeah, Dinsdale back his lane with a couple of good strikes there. Immediately though, re-establishing the range, knee on the break. He's having a hard time connecting to the body of Matt Hallam here.
Dinsdale diligently working to get inside on Hallam, but every time he does it, Hallam has been able to get himself out of danger very quickly, and that must be disheartening, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, he's shaking off a lower body takedown attempt. He's shaking off the upper body clinch attempts. So at the moment, Steve Dinsdale is having a really hard time in this one. He's connected to the hips now, though.
Looking to join the hands is Dinsdale. Is he going to be able to move Hallam's centre of gravity, getting off balance and taken down? Nice low, wide base from Hallam, he's taken down.
Yeah, Hallam trying to stretch his base very wide there, but good work from Dinsdale to get this top position.
Just 10 seconds left in the round though. He fought for that takedown for the best part of 4.5 minutes, Josh, and just went out of time.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to sway that round for him. I think Matt Hallam has really done a lot of good work with those kicks. Really had Steve Dinsdale guessing throughout most of that first round.
Let's have a look back at some of that action, Josh. Beautiful question mark kick there. Absolutely phenomenal technique from Matt Hallam. And swinging back, this did actually land there from Dinsdale. Maybe see Matt next to wrestling that takedown. Doesn't get it there. Shuts off by Hallam.
If you meet those underhooks of the upper body of Matt Hallam, just imagine the strength and power in trying to lever you back up. Dinsdale found his way in eventually, but he ate a lot of these kicks, a lot of these shots.
Great accuracy there from Hallam.
I'm so impressed with his agility as well. You know, very rare you see guys his size. You assume they might be a little bit more lumbering, and that is certainly not the case for the farmer boy Matt Hallam.
Dinsdale off his stool, trying to walk to the centre of the cage before the break was over.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to let anyone think that he's on the downslide here, but that was a good first round for Matt Hallam.
Dinsdale always comes out looking aggressive. Hallam, by contrast, stoic looking individual, all business. Dinsdale again stalking his man around the cage. Hallam happy to lead his man on, flick out those kicks.
I don't think we'll see too much of a change of game plan from Matt Hallam. Everything going his way in the first round, really. And Steve Dinsdale does know he can take this fight down now. So I'm sure that'll give him some confidence to come forward. And the axe kick.
It's a low percentage technique, the axe kick, but when it lands, it is deadly.
I mean, that heel landing vertically, the amount of force and just sheer bone. Horrible technique to be caught under.
We saw the legendary kickboxer Andy Hu score some fantastic knockouts. Peter Earp's also a fan of the axe kick. The likes of Sam Greco also using that kick. It's a great effect in kickboxing matches. You don't see it so much in MMA because if it lands on the shoulder, very easy to get a takedown. Matt Hallam, though, certainly not afraid to throw it out here against Steve Dinsdale.
That's the first time we've seen Hallam surge forward with just the punches. They're using the kicks consistently to keep Dinsdale guessing, keep him at range.
Back fist, followed by the foot shot there from Dinsdale. Dinsdale, and the left. Hallam catches him coming in.
They're very evasive. The corner of Dinsdale are waving him forward.
He is a straightforward kind of guy, Dinsdale.
He's trying to press the action, but it's so hard to get inside that range of Matt Hallam.
And then you've got to be careful of wild techniques like that. Incredible amount of force. Lovely kick like that.
Yeah, lovely lateral movement from Hallam.
Doing everything right. It's Matt Hallam. He does not back away in a straight line, especially against an aggressive, come forward kind of fighter like Dinsdale.
Just waiting for him to surge forward and close the distance rapidly.
Hallam's corner, bracing his movement. Playing that man, but he's making Dinsdale miss, and he is. Question mark kick again. Triples the jab.
Question mark kick, the crescent kick on the inside. And that's allowed Dinsdale to connect. But there's going to be a very strong right underhook there for Matt Hallam.
Sometimes you want a fighter against throwing the same technique over and over. With the question mark kick, it's such a versatile strike. You can throw it to look like a low kick. You can throw it to the body. You can go to the head. It really does keep the man guessing. And Matt Hallam landing at will here, Josh.
Again, he's switching his stance. So many kicks coming into the lead leg. Allows him to get such a reach on them. He's now trying to pick up the tempo. Good underhook there. So he's able to take down pretty easily, I would think, with that. Oh, flaming knees.
Nice thing from Hallam. Dinsdale doggedly chasing this takedown, though he's not going to get it here.
But this is going to get tiring for him. Having to take that stuff over and over again. Being scored on is incredibly tiring.
And Josh, just as I was saying, he threw the question mark kick, went to the body with it, then went upstairs to the head.
You reckon it's a question mark kick on fight, I think.
And a shot to the body there. Oh, that could be straight in. Huge back in his head. Rich Mitchell seen it out. This one is over. The victory dance. Phenomenal stoppage here at Cage Warrior 68 for the farmer boy.
Well, Matt Hallam has never seen the third round. We thought for a few seconds he might. He stayed pretty dormant for most of that third round. But when he landed, boy, did he unload on Steve Dinsdale.
Let's take a quick look back at some of the action here. Spinning back kick to the body from Dinsdale. Axe kick just wide of the mark there from Hallam. Again landing with a heel from Dinsdale. One of many question mark kicks. Triple jab from Matt Hallam.
The versatility in those strikes.
And that knee landed right behind the ear that time.
So hard to deal with. You never quite know what your opponent's going to throw. Here was the end of the fight. Big right hand on the money. And the accuracy there was fantastic.
Well, the momentum caught him moving. And that follow-up shot. Great killer instinct from Hallam there. A phenomenal phenomenal performance from the Farmer Boy. Here's John Martinez with the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially at the time, 4 minutes, 3 seconds, round number 2. Referee Rich Mitchell steps in to stop this contest for your winner by TKO victory, the Farmer Boy, Matt Hallam!
Huge win on his Cage Warriors debut for Matt Hallam. Phenomenal performance, phenomenal striking against a tough and durable opponent in Steve Dinsdale. Matt Hallam silencing the partisan crowd and taking some of that momentum back to the Roughhouse locker room where his teammate Jimmy Wallhead will be looking to keep that run up for the Roughhouse in tonight's main event.
He may have competed just once last year, but Mauro Shusha put on an impressive performance for the second round submission of Domingos Mestre. The 32-year-old Brazilian blends kicking combinations with a fast ground game. Manchester's Matt Inman has seemed virtually unstoppable in his last 4 fights. Finishing 12 of his 13 wins decisively, he's shown that whether it's crisp Thai boxing or slick submissions, he's dangerous for every opponent.
My last fight on Cage Warriors was on the London show in February. I fought Gregor Weibel. I think a dominating performance, won through every round and got a decision. I was a little bit disappointed not to get the stoppage, but I think it was a decent performance.
My name is Mauro. I'm from Brazil. I am in the team Trojan in Cheltenham. Striker, but I'm black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Feel prepared for fight in the ground and stand-up.
I fought in the Echo last year in July when Cage Warriors were last there, and it was a brilliant show then. I was actually on the undercard at that point, so it's great to be coming back here and fighting on the main card.
I think he's a good guy. I think I'm better here.
My opponent for this fight is Mauro Cimento. He's a fairly good all-rounder, he's got a lot of experience. I want to show another dominating performance. I'm on a good roll at the minute. I just want to keep that momentum going and go into this fight and not mess around and keep moving forward.
And here we go, fight fans, with our next bout tonight. 3 rounds in the welterweight division. Making his way to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner. From Manchester, here is Matt Inman.
Undisputed #1 Cage Warriors walkout track. Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter. A firm favourite of the Cage Warriors team. It's why we have Matt Inman back so often. But this young man from Manchester, an incredibly talented individual, Josh.
Yeah, he is on an absolute tear at the moment. 5 fights in a row for him. You know, he returns to Cage Warriors after some time off, had that disappointing fight against Jack Mason, and then regrouped a couple of months later, and has pretty much looked unbeatable since. Shown us something in every single range. Fantastic Thai boxing, as well as an excellent ground game. Really puts his genetic advantages to use with that limb length.
Training out of the SPG camp. Producing absolute monsters over there at SPG Mainline. We saw Razzie Thomas in action earlier on tonight, Josh, in one of our unearthed freedom bouts.
I mean, Matt will be disappointed because the last time he fought was against Gregor Weevil back in February. It was the first time we'd introduced Cage Warriors finishing bonuses, and it was the first time in his entire career in 13 wins that he didn't finish his opponent. I mean, you know, that's one thing I'm going to say. This guy has a tremendous killer instinct. He doesn't really like to let fights go to decision. Gets guys out of there very decisively indeed.
Finishing bonuses available tonight, as well as our usual knockout, submission and fight of the night. Any fighter on tonight's main card who finishes within the distance is eligible for a finishing bonus, except of course those fighters who unfortunately didn't make weight yesterday, not eligible for any bonuses.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Matt Inman would have actually liked to fight more. He was a little unlucky with a couple of pull-outs of opponents at the last minute, particularly when we flew over to Jordan, but this is just down the road from his hometown of Manchester, so you can bet he's fired up for this one.
And fighting out of the red corner from Brazil, here is Mauro Cimento.
And making his way to the cage, Mauro Cimento Jr., native of Brazil, fighting out of Gloucester, Trojan Free Fighters. An absolute jiu-jitsu prodigy, this young man. Not been in action for some time. Last time he competed was on Cage Warriors Fight Night 8 in Alfajera. Did get a win over another very tough grappler, Domingos Mestre, guillotine choke in the second round, Josh.
Yeah, but that was a really interesting fight because we've seen Mauro Cimento once before against Benny Holloway, all the way back, I think it was actually in Beirut, back in February of 2011 when we visited there. You know, and he looked totally different when we saw him in May against Domingos Mestre. And really, it was the kicks that were the thing for him in that fight. Combinations of kicks, kept his opponent at range. Stand-up looked very, very good indeed. But the split second he went to the ground, this guy's a BJJ brown belt with a killer instinct. Put together a fantastic submission chain. The second chance he got jumps on the neck, got a really good guillotine choke finish. Domingos Mestre, the top opponent, and Mauro Cimento dealt with him very nicely indeed. Well, we'd love to hear your picks and predictions for this fight. Joining the conversation on Twitter with the hashtag CWFC68 at Cage Warriors. Give us your picks for this fight. Give us your picks for the main event and the co-main event. We want to hear them all. We have having a great time this evening watching Cage Warriors 68 on the Liverpool Light Belt.
Once again, 5 fans, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. His background is in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. At 6 feet 1 inch tall, he weighed officially 170 3/4 pounds. This 18-fight professional has 13 victories and 5 defeats. He fights out of Manchester, England. Here is Matt Inman! Next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist standing 6 feet even. He weighed in officially 170 1/3 pounds. His professional record stands in 25 bouts, 15 victories with 10 defeats. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, here is Xuxa Mauro Cimento Jr. Referee in charge of the action is Rich Mitchell.
Referee Rich Mitchell about to get this one underway. Welterweight action here at Cage Warriors 68. Mauro Cimento Jr. in the black and white, Inman in the blue.
These guys square up so well in every single range, in my opinion. Really can't wait to see how this one plays out.
Inman no shortage of submission skills himself. We saw him submit Mohsen Bahari last year. Great combination punching from Inman.
Yeah, worried Cimento immediately there, and you see the Brazilian drop straight away for that takedown. Looking to rip the leg now. Playing with the balance of Matt Inman here.
Great takedown from Cimento.
Oh, immediately looking to jump to the back. One hurt. Matt Inman's going to turn, put the cage between himself and his opponent. Good work from Inman. Oh, jump to the nuts. Trying to take that right arm back quickly.
This is dangerous, Josh. Inman survives. Early submission attempt from Cimento.
Back to butterfly guard, immediately looking to stand back up. Really calm in that defense from Matt Inman.
Phenomenal stuff from Inman. Working in the clinch.
You can see already on the ground that Cimento looks for work, and he's a big shot. And Cimento looking at that. Well, I've no idea what happened about Inman there, but Cimento.
He's a guy.
It was a series of big right hands from the Brazilian, followed by a left hook to the body, and Inman went down very quickly. I'm not sure if there's an injury there, perhaps. Inman struggling to get back to his feet there. Let's take a quick look at that action. There's the early takedown from Cimento Jr.
I mean, this was good work. Matt Inman, you know, he defended this well. Cimento was so attacking in this position, though, always threatening.
Inman doing everything right throughout. Cimento just unloading it, really seeing up his right hands. A lot of mustard on those. Goes to the body with the right and then the left. Put Inman down. Referee Rich Mitchell seen enough.
Yeah, that only his fifth TKO stoppage. He wanted down 16 wins.
We'll throw this one to Joe Martinez in the cage with the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially at the time of 1 minute 22 seconds, round number 1. Stoppage for your winner by TKO victory, Xuxa Mauro Cimento Jr.
And a big win. Arguably a big upset there for Mauro Cimento Jr. There's a lot of talk about where Matt Inman stood in the Cage Warriors welterweight division going into this fight. Mauro Cimento Jr. stating his case. And an early TKO victory here at Cage Warriors 68 in Liverpool, England.
It's been 5 years since Brazilian Marcelo Costa last tasted defeat, and that was to former champ Paul McVeigh. Based in Switzerland, the 35-year-old is a submission specialist and is eager to enter the tough bantamweight division. Having spent much of his career overseas, Ronnie Mann has certainly made his mark since joining Cage Warriors last year.
Back-to-back wins have showcased his completeness in every discipline and set him firmly on course for the title. Marcelo Costa has been fighting professionally since 2006. Representing Europe's top team in Switzerland, he finishes most of his opponents on the ground. However, he missed weight on this occasion, and he'll want to put on a strong performance to make amends.
Yeah, my last fight was against a Russian guy called Marat Pekov. That was in Amman, Jordan. Yeah, I won by decision. I thought I won all 3 rounds. I pretty much dominated him throughout the fight. He caught me with 1 shot, but that's it really. But considering I was pretty tired after a hard weight cut, but I still dominated this guy. I love fighting all these international opponents that they're feeding me at the moment. First time it was a Spaniard, last time it was a Russian, this time now it's Brazilian. Yeah, it's great to be representing the UK, fighting all these different international opponents. So yeah, love it. I know he's a black belt BJJ guy. If it goes on the ground, I'll fight him there too. It doesn't bother me. I'll fight him standing up on the ground or while wrestling. I just want to show I'm skilled in every area. I've got a heart to, to go the distance or I can finish this guy. It's been a while since he's tasted defeat, and I'm going to give him that taste of defeat again.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our next bout tonight. 3 rounds, this in the bantamweight division. And making his way to the cage first, finding out of the blue corner. Hailing from Switzerland, here is Marcelo Costa.
Making his way to the Cage Warriors cage. And making his Cage Warriors debut here is the Brazilian from Switzerland, Marcelo Costa. Now, Josh, it has to be said that Costa endured a very, very difficult weight cut yesterday. It was a little bit touch and go on the scales. He has been fully checked out and is fit to fight, but he missed weight by a considerable amount, coming in at 140.3 pounds. Ronnie Man, 175.2.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays into his mentality here. He has won 4 of his last 5 fights with a split decision. Half of all of this guy's wins are by submission. I do expect a bit of a stand-up advantage to go for Ronnie Man, but this guy's very good on the ground. He is the BJJ coach for Europe, top team out there in Switzerland. But he's also a member of Nobu Niao, very world-renowned team.
What a Dantas in the house cornering Marcelo Costa this evening. Interesting, Costa's last defeat back in 2009 to Paul McVeigh, and now we're very familiar with here at Cage Warriors.
Yeah, he changes level very well on his takedown entries. Really good timing, actually. Very methodical, very technical on the ground. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the scrambles play out in this one, because both him and Ronnie Man scramble so well in the positions. Neither one of them ever really give an inch away, so
a lot of momentum as well coming into this fight for Marcelo Costa. Undefeated in his last 5 and coming off a career best win against UFC veteran Dematio Page.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner from Cheltenham, England, here is Ronnie Man.
And making his way to the Cage Warriors cage, Ronnie Man, we saw him in Liverpool last year, came out and put an absolute beating on his opponent in his return to Cage Warriors. We saw him out in Jordan towards the end of 2013, fighting Marat Pekov. A really, really rough and ready fight. Close fight, went to a decision with this occasion outlaw. Ronnie Man now back in Liverpool, looking to put on another show.
yeah, perhaps played that fight against Marat Pekov a bit safer than he would normally, but Pekov is a very tough guy. Ronnie Man becoming very well acquainted with the fans back here after spending what is a very considerable portion of his career fighting overseas, particularly in Japan. This young man has been around the scene for a very long time, really was a prodigy from early on. Extremely good on the ground, absolutely outstanding Thai boxing as well. Really is about as well-rounded as they come.
Unbelievable start, Josh. 23 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, only 27 years old.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, I've got stories of what this guy was like in the gym at 14, 15 years old. So that's already 13 years of very consistent high-level MMA experience.
Only the minute stay injury-free, perhaps still has his best years ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting division. There's so much going on for bantamweights at Cage Warriors, and Ronnie Man is right there in the mix with all of them.
And all 5 fans, we are set to go once again. 3 rounds, this in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. His background is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing. At 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed officially 140 and 1/3 pounds. This 11-fight veteran has an outstanding professional record that stands at 8 victories, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. He fights out of Geneva, Switzerland. Here is Marcelo Costa. Next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in 135 and 1/4 pounds, and this veteran has an outstanding cage record, standing at 23 victories, 6 defeats with 1 draw. From Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, England, here is Ronnie Iron Man! Referee in charge of the action is Mark Goddard.
Referee Mark Goddard about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them. Neither man.
Here we go, ready? Ready,
Too much of a habit for going to decisions, Josh. Ronnie Man in the white pattern trunks. Marcelo Costa in the white board shorts.
We always see very tight technical strikes from Ronnie Man. Never gets wild, always stays very composed.
Josh talked about sounding the unit alarm earlier for the middleweight, but Ronnie Man is an absolutely huge bantamweight.
Yeah,
Really well put together.
he's made this cut so consistently for so long now.
Early days spent fighting at higher weights. 145, I believe he competes at lightweight too.
Marcelo Costa's found his way into these double underhooks, marching Ronnie Man against the cage here. Man trying to pummel back inside, get some sort of defense back in place.
It really can't be overstated how difficult it is to push a guy like Ronnie Man around the cage. Such a compact individual, such great wrestling.
Yeah, he's
Costa
searching,
applying pressure against the cage now though.
searching for those knees, haven't found a home for them yet. The Brazilian looks to change level, but leaving a bit too much space, and Man's able to shake him off there.
Nice combination there from Man. Straight punches, doing the trick. He's called the Iron Man because he has no problem whatsoever with his cardio. Absolute phenomenal shape. Great combination, he wobbled Costa there.
Yeah, and you see he's not rushing forward, he's taking his time. Just staying very composed. Again, though, the Brazilian finds these double underhooks. Ronnie Man pummels back inside. Over-unders here, it's a very equal position.
Touching it briefly, Josh, earlier with a contorted weight on the Costa. Had to endure how much of an effect is that going to have on his condition in this fight? They're about to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out particularly if it starts going deep. Ronnie Man again able to create the space, turns off nicely.
Throwing wild hooks in that exchange. Nice straight jab from Costa there. Great work coming forward with those sharp little combinations. Tidy work.
Marcelo Costa's found his way in twice, but twice Ronnie Man has just been able to succinctly defend those upper body clinches.
Zipping stuff from the man from Cheltenham, Gloucester, here in the UK. Nice straight left hand there.
See a bit more head movement now from Costa. Like those straight shots have woken him up a little bit. So piercing when he comes forward with those. It's not like Costa's leaving too much space through the centre of his guard, but man's just finding the route every time at the moment.
Speed man really making a difference with those straight punches. Flashing them out immediately back, getting his guard up. Level change attempted there by Marcelo Costa.
He's got in on the hits, 100% defense from Ronnie Man using that big lever on that underhook. Again though, changes level, going for the hits. Oh, now that is a lovely transition from Marcelo Costa, but immediately Man bounces back up. Costa did a great job of getting his base underneath that leg, really putting his head through the gap and using his whole body to lift the leg of Ronnie Man up there.
Man's not ready to go to the mat. Great takedown defense. Costa putting some work in there up against the cage.
Yeah, he's getting in on these takedown entries.
He's left his neck in though.
Oh, Ronnie Man looking for a guillotine and gives it up, accepts the bottom position. Marcelo Costa finally has his takedown. Man, is he looking for it? Yeah, he had a go-go platter attempt on Marat Pikov. Triangle now, perhaps, but an easy stack pass for Marcelo Costa.
Costa trying to control the back of men now. Final 10 seconds. Not going to have a lot of time to play with this position. Is the Brazilian. Drags his man down.
Oh, this is a good end to the round for him, but a little bit too little, too late. But that is flashes of what Marcelo Costa can do if he can get Ronnie Man to the ground.
Well, we're going to take a look at some of the action from the first round. Beautiful straight punches from Ronnie Man. Fast, accurate. Really making Costa think.
Yeah, Costa wasn't short of takedown entries, but he ate a lot of these punches, getting wobbled there.
Great resilience from the Brazilians. Man with a nice leg kick. Varying up his attack. And again, Josh, straight punches, straight forward through the guard.
And when this was a great transition as well. Ronnie Man popped straight back up. And when the Brazilian did find the takedown, you can see he was immediately looking to threaten Ronnie Man.
Great stuff here so far at Cage Warrior 68. Our fans on Twitter certainly enjoying themselves. Just received a tweet with the hashtag CWFC68 from Martin Rimmer in Mauritius. Staying up late to watch Cage Warrior 68. We hope you're enjoying the show. Martin from Mauritius.
Funny.
Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer calling the action. We're certainly enjoying the show. We hope you all are too at home. And we hope you're all going to tune in for hashtag Super Saturday, 7th of June from London. 2 main cards, 2 world title fights, 1 night and 1 very special guest at the commentary booth. Jens Little Evil Pulver, one of my MMA heroes, will be joining us in the booth for the Super Saturday action. But tonight we're in Liverpool. Marcelo Costa and Ronnie Man are loading here at the start of the second round.
Yeah, both guys still staying calm. Nobody's rushing into things here. I mean, both these guys have so much experience. Neither one of them is going to slip up easily here.
Another flurry from Ronnie Man. Costa instigating that exchange though.
Although Ronnie Man has very crisp hands and feet for that matter, he does only have 4 TKO finishes in 23 wins. Outpointed his opponents on 7 occasions though, so very familiar with going the distance.
Costa finding a home for his strikes, but Man firing back with impunity here. Again with the straight punches, Josh.
I mean, just keeping them straight doesn't really have to mix them up because they're finding the target. Each time, Marcelo Costa in contrast, a little bit more wild. Landing a few good shots of his own though, bit of wear and tear on the face of Ronnie Man. Maybe we're starting to see some confidence build in Costa here.
Such a high percentage of these shots landing from Ronnie Man. I'd love to see some fight stats on this one. Nearly everything landing at home.
Lovely level change from Marcelo Costa.
Just as I said, that Costa goes straight under the hook.
I said in all fair, timing was so good, and that's the first time we've really seen it. Straight under the incoming strikes of Ronnie Man. But now he's looking to pass this guard. And try and step over that leg. Ronnie Man is also going to try and bring that leg. Oh, and he's got a sweep here.
Fantastic stuff from Ronnie Man. Got to be careful though, he's left that leg in. Marcelo Costa attacking the foot here, Josh.
Well, he can't quite see what he's got. Ronnie Man is looking for a knee bar of his own.
Difficult to see from this position if Man's got that in. Costa trying to pull his leg out. He just looked at his corner and gave him a little nod there. He seems to be okay in this position.
Yeah, he's
trying to get on top.
He's managed to pull himself back up to the top position here. Ronnie Man, we've already seen how active his guard is though. And again, we saw in just 30 seconds at the end of the first round that Costa is incredibly active himself. Ronnie Man looking for a triangle. Again, Costa uses it to just
Back
force
of the head.
pressure on that leg.
Take those shots.
Back Ronnie Man up and earn that good pass.
They got the one hook in his Costa.
Well, he's got both hooks now. See if he can flatten Ronnie Man out. Hits going in deep. This is the first time we've seen Ronnie Man in trouble on the ground in his Cage Warriors career. There's still a fair amount of time for the Brazilian to work here.
Just a shade over 90 seconds to go in this second round. Marcelo Costa searching for the rear naked choke here. Josh, this looks like he might be in.
Oh, he's got
Ronnie Man! Unbelievable! Marcelo Costa submits Ronnie Man in the second round. The Cage Warriors 68. Absolutely shocking result. In the co-main event of the evening.
Well, he said this guy was dangerous if he went to the ground, and all he needed was that one takedown. Diligently working to the back and wasting no time whatsoever.
A nice right hand there from Costa got through. Man landing too. Costa coming forward with some shots there. Nice combination from Man. but he went straight underneath
The timing was fantastic there, and once he got on the back, he flans Ronnie Man out. The hips are so heavy, and at this point, Ronnie Man's trying to get himself back up to that curved position, and in doing so, just left his neck open. And you see the bend in the spine combined with the choke.
And yet more turmoil, more turnabout for the Cage Warriors Bantamweight division. This one really is wide open.
Yeah, I mean, this is a new player. I mean, a lot of guys are going to have to watch out now. Marcelo Costa to put a bit of a run together. What is the division?
He got his win in his Cage Warriors debut, so let's throw it to Joe Martinez to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Round number 2, submission by rear naked choke for your winner in his Cage Warriors debut, Marcelo Costa!
Big win for Marcelo Costa. I told him weight cut yesterday. The juice was worth the squeeze. Marcelo Costa picking up a win, and it has to be said, Josh, picking up a huge upset and his Cage Warriors debut here in Liverpool, England. But Josh, the time for talking is over, the time for action is now. It's time for our main event. It's time for the return of Judo Jim Wallhead and Danny Roberts.
Undefeated in 5 fights with Cage Warriors, Danny Roberts already has some impressive wins over the likes of Mason, Gonzalez and Felipe. Tonight, he not only headlines in his hometown, but faces his biggest test to date. Returning to the promotion for the first time since 2010, Jimmy Wallhead already has 10 career victories in the Cage Warriors arena, and with over 30 fights total at just 30 years old, this veteran feels he's just getting started.
Yeah, I fought in London against Juan Manuel Suarez. It was a tough fight. It proved to be a lot tougher than what I thought. I didn't necessarily have a game plan, but at the same time things managed to play into my hands and work out the big puzzle of Suarez.
I'm very happy to be back with Cage Warriors. Like I said, a bit of a homecoming. The fact that Cage Warriors are a promotion going places, it's very, very happy to be part of it, and I'm really, really happy to be here.
And I'm going to be fighting Jimmy Wallhead on Saturday, which I'm going to be really looking forward to. Top ranked opponent, number 2 welterweight, and it's going to be exciting.
Probably my biggest fight to date. I think some people get this idea that I'm on my way down, and they're very, very mistaken. I'm on my way up, and it's time to put hot chocolate away.
Aggression, speed, power, intensity. I'm going to be going in at 110% ready. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I'll be honest, I want to be the first person to ever stop Jimmy Wallhead.
I'm very, very hungry. The hungriest I've been in my career. Obviously Danny is as well. I'm the biggest opponent he's fought. So it's got all the showcase to be a massive fight. Massive fight.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our feature bout of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled in the welterweight division. Making his way to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner. From England, here is Jimmy Wallhead.
Well, Josh, it's that time of the evening. It's our main event time. It's a homecoming for one of the true icons of UK MMA and one of the true icons of Cage Warriors, Judo Jim Wallhead, the most active Cage Warriors fighter in the history of the promotion. He's been away, he's been all over the world, but now he's back.
This is going to be his 16th outing, and it's crazy to think how many fights Jim Wallhead has under his belt. At only 30 years old, and you heard it from him himself, he feels this is time to put his run together, to shine, and more importantly, just have everything go right. I mean, through no fault of his own, things just haven't quite gone his way every time he's had that chance to step up to the next level. Volcano, Iceland Buffet to some of his other bigger fights as well. So, Jim Wallhead, what a talent this guy is.
People say you shouldn't make excuses, but for Jim Wallhead, he's not really been about making excuses. Fate really has conspired against him on multiple occasions, but he's here tonight in Liverpool. He's back in Cage Warriors. He's fighting one of the hottest up-and-comers in the country. It's in Jim Wallhead's hands now.
Yeah, and as you'd expect from someone like Jim Wallhead, who's been around this long, he is incredibly well-rounded. Lots of submission wins, lots of KO wins. Obviously, that judo background as a junior. Very good upright striking style as well. So glad to have him back on Cage Warriors. One of his coaches once told me that rolling with Jim Wallhead is the single most unpleasant thing in grappling you can do. I can believe it. Cannot wait to see it.
And next to make his entrance into the cage, fighting out of the red corner, here is Liverpool's own Danny Roberts.
And the crowd here in Liverpool, England, heavily in favour of Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts. Young man from Liverpool, finding out the next generation mixed martial arts.
10-1 as a pro.
It's a homecoming for Danny Roberts as well. This is his hometown, this is where he's from, this is where he wants to put on the show. He fought in London last time against a very tricky customer in 191 Suarez.
Yeah, I mean, he's undefeated on Cage Warriors, 5 very good fights. A couple of times, they've been 5 tonight before the against Terry Felipe and 191 Suarez. They've been tough fights for him. They've been really big, drawn-out fights. And Jimmy Wallhead is the kind of opponent who, if Danny Roberts gives him an inch, he can get put away. But this really is the best of the new school versus the best of the old school on Cage Warriors. And either of these guys can finish each other standing or on the ground. Danny Roberts, what a power striker, is fantastic combos, the rotation. If he can get his strikes working, they are absolutely vicious. But he has the takedown game and the submission game to go with it.
This could be a really defining moment in both men's careers. Does this mark the successful return of Jim Wallhead? Is it going to be a successful homecoming from a Cage Warriors legend? Or do we see Danny Roberts take the step up and go from being the hottest prospect in UK MMA to really the top dog in the welterweight division in terms of the title challenger for Nicholas Dalby?
Yeah, he certainly could be. I mean, we stand a good chance of seeing 3 incredible rounds of back and forth action here, because both of these guys are so incredibly tough and almost never stop inside the cage. Both have the cardio, both have the tenacity and the heart to go forward. But the unknown is what is Jim Wallhead going to do with solo American Cage Warriors?
Josh, I've got shivers going down my back. The atmosphere is palpable. We are about to get our main event here at Cage Warriors 6 day on the way. And it's going to be phenomenal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live around the world from the Echo Arena here in Liverpool, England. This is the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled in the CWFC welterweight division. Presented by Super Saturday. Check it out June 7th in London, England. Log on to CageWarriors.com for more details. The 3 judges scoring this bout at cage side on the 10-point must system. Ben Cartledge, David Leatherby, and Mark Collette. And when the action begins inside the cage, your referee in charge, Mark Gunner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. Liverpool, England, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a boxer, wrestler standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in officially 169 1/3 pounds. This 33-fight veteran brings a record that stands at 25 victories and 8 defeats. From Loughborough, England, here is Judo Jimmy Wallhead! And next is the opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Here's a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 170 1/2 pounds. In 11 professional bouts, he has 10 victories with just 1 defeat. He is the fighting pride of Liverpool, England, Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts! Once again, referee Mark Goddard with the final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, you know exactly what I expect. This is the thing all the times, keep yourself protected. When our stage start, you start. Got gloves, let's do this.
One instruction is delivered by referee Mark Goddard. Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts in the orange. Judo Jim Wallhead in the white.
Against you to go.
Ready,
Ready,
68 main event. Brad Wharton, Josh Palmer calling the action.
Jim Wallhead immediately pumping out that jab. Same for Danny Roberts.
Roberts with a boxing background. Switched to mixed martial arts a few years ago. Wallhead, a good boxer himself.
I'm curious to see who's got the bigger takedown. Danny Roberts famous for launching his opponents. Jim Wallhead, his last win came by knockout due to slap.
Roberts staying under 1-2. Wallhead looking very composed. Pumping out that jab behind the range.
Lovely rotating from Jimmy Wallhead. He's trying to turn the corner.
Wallhead with a big takedown early, Josh.
And you see how immediately he's on time. Wow, early mount for Jim Wallhead. See if he gets his base really wide. Those hips are low. He's trying to make himself as heavy as possible on Danny Roberts. Danny Roberts going to have to watch out for his arms here. Can't reach up too readily.
Thought this would be a fight, testing at all ranges, Josh, and certainly proving to be the case so far. Jimmy Wallhead getting the first takedown.
Yeah, looking head and arm briefly. He's gripping underneath the tricep of Danny Roberts. See Roberts having to bring that right arm back inside quickly. Tight mount for Jimmy Wallhead here. Not a ground and pound yet though. Roberts is staying so mobile that Jimmy Wallhead's having to constantly shift his hips around, shift his grips around to keep him in place. That's not allowing Wallhead to get any strikes off.
Ninja Man heavily favoured by the odds makers. Judo Jim Wallhead -105, the strike favourite. Roberts -135.
Oh, and Jim Wallhead looks to go to the back here. Danny Roberts has to give up the mount again. He almost found his way out.
bang.
Look how low Jim Wallhead gets his hips here. Trying to stay as heavy as possible.
Thanks for the guys having an outspoken for tweeting his odds using the hashtag CBFC68.
Danny Roberts is coming close to finding his way out. The Wallhead has an answer. Here we see a few shots now. Fantastic mount control from Jimmy Wallhead though. I mean, what Danny Roberts has to try to get Wallhead's hips back to something. Oh, he gets out now, which is fantastic. Immediately Wallhead looks to pass. Just no delay in the execution of the techniques. That really what sets these guys apart at high level.
Wallhead passing into side control now. But Josh Hammond times have we seen Danny Roberts put in a bad position and then come back. Sure, to seriously impress us.
There's no quitting this kid. I mean, you know, Jimmy Wallhead is getting to put him away decisively. They're winning this fight. Just staying very heavy here, making himself really wide. Looking to take it back now. We've seen Danny Roberts strip the ring naked choke grip a few times, trying to roll out. And he gets out on top here.
Beautiful transition from hot chocolate.
Immediately posturing up Wallhead straight back up to his feet. Jim Wallhead did not give Danny Roberts a single millisecond to establish that position.
Hot chocolate trying to fire the knees up now. Earns himself a little bit of space. Wallhead on the attack. Wallhead landing the right hand. Roberts with a two-punch combination. They're throwing heavy leather here in the main event at Cage Warriors 68. Wallhead takes the back.
Look how quickly he turned the corner there. You saw his head come up. He drove with everything he had. Really riding out on top of Roberts here. Roberts trying to get a takedown of his own, but immediately sprawling and threatening to attack the neck is Wallhead.
Wallhead with the knees.
The pace these guys are setting is something quite phenomenal.
Josh, you just get the sense that anything could happen in this fight. Phenomenal stuff from our matchmaker Ian Dean putting this one together.
Jim Wallhead is going to look to move to the back to that left arm of Roberts. Oh, he tries to sit out.
Oh, fantastic stuff from Danny Roberts. Absolutely sublime. Roberts now trying to throw some knees to the body. They separate. Both men throwing out punches, trying to find their range. Wallhead with the left hand. We've seen Wallhead score some beauty Wallhead KOs before. Unbelievable! Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts is victorious in the main event of Cage Warriors 68 in his hometown of Liverpool.
What a top with that one right hand. Everything was going right for Jimmy Wallhead. Got the takedown, got the position, mount for so long. But Danny Roberts came here for the kill and he got it.
The torch has been passed. It was the best of the new school versus the best of the old school tonight. New school won. Danny Roberts is the next big thing of Cage Warriors.
What an incredible start for him here.
We're going to take a look at some of that action. How good is Jim Wallhead? How good was he in the early stages of the ground?
He was doing everything right. The mount control was fantastic. Danny Roberts, he never gave up, never lost heart. And at this point, you had to think Jim Wallhead was in control of this first round.
That was absolutely sublime from Danny Roberts. Exchanging strikes. It looked like Wallhead was getting the better, but it was a right hook right on the temple and a 3 or 4 huge hammer fist with the left hand from Danny Roberts.
Right at the death of that first round.
Jim Wallhead struggling to get back to his feet.
Yeah, the one next to girl no shoes on. That's so ratchet.
Absolutely
Such a fake model.
phenomenal fight.
All her Instagram followers.
We wish it could have lasted longer. We really could have watched that all night. But it's Danny Roberts with the knockout. Danny Roberts with the win. And Danny Roberts making a huge statement in the main event here at Cage Warriors 68. We're going to throw this one to Joe Martinez in the cage to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially at the time. 4 minutes, 49 seconds, round number 1. Your winner by TKO victory from Liverpool, Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts!
Danny Roberts is with Josh Park.
Buddy, I'm good. I'm here with our winner, Danny Roberts. Danny, talk me through the finish to that fight because Let's be fair, Jim Wallhead had a pretty good start to that first round.
Yeah, but the thing was, I was never at one stage convinced that I was going to have an easy time against Jimmy. He's a top fighter, do you know what I mean? And